I'm excited for the new games coming out, but seeing how those games adding up is going to cost pretty much the price of a new PS5, which is like what, 500, 600, $700, something like that, plus like tax. The PS5 Pro is like what, $800? Same thing with the Switch 2. It's basically a quote new console, but now it's like on par with the current gen we have. We've always had this console war about whether PC or console is better. And, you know, one thing people would say is the exclusives is what matters. The, I guess, accessibility is another thing. A PC is literally a computer. You can do so much with the PC. Like, it just works, you know? It just works, right? There's a lot of games coming out, but look at your backlog of Steam games. If you play on PC, everyone has Steam. Look at your backlog of Steam games. Look at how many of those you haven't played, or you've played like maybe a little bit and then never finished it. For me, that game is Hollow Knight, and there's this hype around Silksong, and they're like, oh, you gotta play Hollow Knight. Oh, you gotta play Silksong. We've been waiting for this. I'm trying to beat Hollow Knight, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's great. I've played Metroidvanias before. I've beaten Blasphemous 1 and 2 recently, you know, did all the endings and things like that. I want to do that for Hollow Knight, but Silksong's coming out so soon. There's a lot of old games that I bought and that I haven't played just because I got them on summer sale, which is another benefit of PC gaming. There's a lot of sales. Console, it's just full price every time, almost every time. Gaming is getting more of a luxury. It's becoming a luxury nowadays because we went from what, $50 games to $60 games to 70. Now it's pushing 80, especially with Nintendo. Do you want to play Mario Kart, guys? Spend $90, please. If you want the physical edition, at least. The digital, it's a little cheaper. But still, you're getting a very similar experience and you're paying $90. Pair that with maybe you have multiple consoles. Metal Gear Solid Delta or Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater got remade and it came out. I was so hyped for that game when I saw the trailer, but I still have not bought it because I want to finish Hollow Knight. Because I'm like, I can't play two games. I need to finish Hollow Knight before Silksong comes out. I got it. I want to play Metal Gear Solid 3 or Metal Gear Snake Eater. I want to play the remake, but I have to finish Hollow Knight. And I'm like, what's more important? What's the more important single player game? Hollow Knight for a $20 sequel or prequel of Silksong coming out for, I heard the price was $20. A whole nother experience after I finish Hollow Knight. I'm going to be busy. All right. I'm going to be busy. I don't really have time for Metal Gear. I mean, I can wait it out. I've beaten Metal Gear Solid 3 the original one. I played it once, but that one time was so fun. And I want to relive it again in the remake. But, you know, I've been seeing some reviews and it's one of those Resident Evil 4 remake situations where you beat the Resident Evil 4 remake and then you look back at the original RE4 on the PS2, and a lot of people do lean on the original Resident Evil 4, not the remake, even though the remake is like 90% close to it. You know, there's some missing stuff, but that happens with remakes. It's normal. That's one other thing I want to mention as well. You guys know Bloodborne, right? Everyone wants Bloodborne. PlayStation owns Bloodborne. They have the choice to make a remake or make Bloodborne 2, which is supposed to be, what is it, that Duskbloods game coming out for the Switch, and it's an exclusive on the Switch 2. There's so many games. Like, I'm not going to get a Switch 2 until that Duskblood games comes out. And remember, no pre-orders. So I'm going to wait until Duskbloods comes out, wait for like the first 5 hours to see if it has issues running, the game itself is too short, whatever, or remember, no pre-orders or something like that. It has a lot of truth to it because gaming is changing. It's becoming more of a luxury. It's so expensive. You got Borderlands 4, you got Silent Hill F, what is it, Requiem, Resident Evil 9. There's so many games coming out soon. Try to play some old games. Like, for real, like, finish those old games. Maybe wait until, like, Christmas time comes around, you know, December. Maybe they'll do a little 5-10% off thing. You can save yourself some money while also catching up on other games that you should be playing. Are you having fun playing the same free-to-play, complete these challenges to get these rewards, daily logins, you know, constant rewards, you know, systems to keep you coming back to play the same game? You can think of that as Marvel Rivals or Overwatch, right? I come back to these live service games, and do I have fun? Yes, but it's like one of those gambling addiction funds. The highs and the lows constant, and they're like, if I can win once, I can win again. And if I win again, I can win a lot more. And then it becomes this loop of you spending either A, resources, or B, mental energy, like playing Overwatch or some PvP shooter. You're going up against people who are going to make you mad. The game's frustrating. You know, your team's dying constantly. Everyone's yelling at each other in the mics. Even Call of Duty, with the skill-based matchmaking, every match is sweaty. And sometimes people can talk trash. But you're on the game every day. I understand why some people only play single player games nowadays, or, you know, they just lost interest in gaming in general. A lot of people will remember back in those days when they were young and a kid, they were on Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, and now, you know, you got all these classic games, and look at them now. Gears of War is coming back as a remake or whatever. Halo Infinite's not doing so hot. What's new with Halo? Call of Duty is in shambles. They try to make other new games to compete with Call of Duty, like X-Defiant, which I freaking miss so bad. Ubisoft, why? I really hope they come back with X-Defiant 2. You know, they pull like a Splitgate 2, but they actually succeed, and the game is in better shape. There's just a lot of memories playing these games, and nowadays some people just feel like gaming's not their thing, but they'll watch other YouTubers play it, or they'll watch Twitch streams. They'll watch other people play while they chill at home because, you know, they don't have interest in games. And especially after 2020 happened, gaming was at its peak. I believe that's when Call of Duty made Warzone, and everyone was getting on Warzone because it was free to play, and then Warzone started popping off. Gaming was back. And now we're in 2025. Gaming is not like it was during that time in 2020. I understand why nowadays a lot of people don't play video games, but a lot of people still do. And some people don't like to play PvP games because it's just, it's stressful, you know? You're having fun, yeah, but you're losing, and then you're winning, and then you're losing, and then you're winning, you know? At some point you got to get off, like staying on those games and grinding it out for what? For what? Yeah, you're going to rank up. You want to improve, but think about it long term. Say you got so much time playing a game. Oh, I have thousands of hours playing this game. For what? Rewards, maybe. That's something, you know. You need a reason to play the game. You need some reason to play the game, right? You know, you could just play it just for fun, but those days are over. Look what happened to Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. You remember that game, right? I was so hyped for that game. I bought the premium edition or whatever, you know, not the base standard edition. I went a step up and got the deluxe with all the first like 3 packs of characters. I have roughly 40 hours on Sparking Zero. Of course, I would hop off and play something else, but I kept coming back for like a solid 2 weeks, you know, testing out all the characters. And I remember back, you know, when I went to the Boys and Girls Club when I was like, you know, still in middle school, we had these rooms with the games, right? But there was always Tenkaichi 2 and Tenkaichi 3. My favorite is Tenkaichi 2, but I have all those memories of just split screen combat, right? But Sparking Zero does not have a battle pass. And that may be a reason why the game died. That's because we're in this new age of gaming where everyone wants to be ninja. And that's the whole theory of, you ever heard the term people saying streamers killed gaming? There is some truth to that because it all started with competitive Fortnite. A lot of people were good at like Call of Duty. Of course, we had esports Call of Duty, but you don't hear like kids, children, like 15, 16, 17, probably even younger than that, just being so good at Fortnite that they become famous on Twitch or they win a tournament. These young kids get so good at a video game and everyone wants to be ninja and, you know, the next big streamer to go viral and get these clips, and, you know, everyone's sweaty. I used to play so many single player games back when I was younger. Do you know how many games the PS2 had? If you look at a list of PS3 games that we have compared to PS4 games, you're going to see the PS3 has a lot. I think the PS4 is still goated. The PS5, I don't have one. I do not have one. I've thought about getting the Pro, but I'm looking at it and I'm like $700 to $800 for a console that is slightly weaker than my PC. My PC right now is better than a PS5 Pro. So why get a PS5 Pro? The only exclusive I can think of is just Demon's Souls. That's the only one I can think of, because I don't think Demon's Souls is on anything. But nowadays, since PlayStation and Xbox are sharing games now, we might actually get Demon's Souls on PC. I'm just hoping that's going to be the future and I don't have to worry about getting a PlayStation 6, because we're already getting rumors about the power of the PlayStation 6, or at least the release window, thinking it's going to be around 2027 or maybe 2028. I don't know. I heard that GTA 6 is only going to be able to run at 30 FPS. You might have to get a PS5 Pro to get like more than 30 FPS, but it's probably going to be locked. I have to wait about a year for GTA 6 to come out for PC, because they're releasing it for console first. GTA 6 is going to be the reason I get a next-gen console or a PS5 Pro. I gotta suck it up and play it at 30 FPS on a PS5 Pro that costs $800. Saying that out loud, man, that puts it into perspective. How many times have you looked at a new game and you've gotten hype because people are influencing you on the internet, especially these Twitch streamers saying stuff about Battlefield 6, you know, these COD streamers? You guys remember when like VR gaming was coming out and everyone was thinking this was the future of gaming? We got plenty of VR devices out there. I have a friend who does a lot of VR chat stuff, and he like makes those shorts and posts them on his TikTok and things like that. I remember that first becoming a thing. I mean, I have an Oculus Quest 2. It's really fun, but I don't picture myself getting on being in VR the whole time. You know, I kind of like the classic sit down on my keyboard and, you know, use my computer. Like, what? I thought that was going to be the future. Maybe it will in the near future. We're at a point where how much stronger can these consoles get before they just give up and stop making consoles? Also, is with the gaming industry, these companies are putting out these games that cost so much money to develop because of graphics. But you don't need good graphics for a good game. We all know this, but, you know, corporate keeps pushing for this to give us something new and innovative. Same thing with the GPUs and computer parts and PCs. Get this new graphics card. Well, what does it do? Oh, we use AI to generate frames, but it's a $1,000 GPU, and AI is doing most of the work. Like, it doesn't feel real. It's artificial. There's always a new GPU, new this, new that. Windows 11. Why? Why do we have to upgrade to Windows 11? Isn't Windows 10 supposed to be the ultimate, like, you know, the final product, right? But now they're pushing for Windows 11 just to give you new problems. We have a fully functioning Windows 10 version, but you want me to upgrade to Windows 11 when 10 is like, you know, where you should stop, but you keep going? That's why people get on companies like Call of Duty or Activision for releasing Call of Duty every year. There's fatigue in this stuff. And with all these games coming out, it's so oversaturated that you don't have to play Call of Duty. You can go play Borderlands instead. You can go play Battlefield 6 instead. Why play garbage that, you know, you scoff at constantly for being a bad game? Like, oh, Call of Duty's so trash, but you still play it. Like, there's other options out there. I'm glad Call of Duty, like Black Ops 7, is getting the flack that it deserves, because they've literally been ignoring the fans and just doing their own thing and then charging us bundles in a paid game. I mean, yeah, sure, it's coming on Game Pass, but even before that, why are you charging $60 for your new COD just to give us battle passes? After Battlefield 6 got revealed, and now a lot of people are just rooting for Battlefield 6. I'm rooting for Battlefield 6 because Call of Duty needs to be taken down. They deserve it. This year is a Battlefield year. So if you're not into shooters, look up Battlefield 6. Play Battlefield 6. If you haven't played COD in a while, hop on Battlefield 6, because I'm going to be on it. My friends are going to be on it. Everyone's going to be on it. I mean, come on. It's Battlefield 6. Did you not play the beta? That's what I'm saying. Pick your games wisely. If you're going to get new games, pick them wisely. You don't have to finish them, because you can always come back and finish them. But then think about the old games you haven't played that are in your roster of games that you haven't finished. You know, do a second playthrough of another game. At least that, maybe, you know. I've done multiple runs of Kingdom Hearts. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix right now. I just 100% Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. Even though it came out on Epic Store, and it wasn't on Steam until like years later, but I bought the Kingdom Hearts collection, the 1, 2, and 3, on Epic Games. Beat them with mods. It was fun. Then it came out on Steam, and I'm like, I know I just beat Kingdom Hearts on Epic Games, but I want to get it on Steam now so I can play it on my Steam Deck. I got the Steam Deck OLED, by the way. That's a great experience. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on a Steam Deck OLED on the go anytime I want. and it's in full HD on a crisp. That's a fun experience to replay it for like an eighth time. I bit the bullet. It was on sale. I mean, I bought the whole collection. It was like $50 for all the Kingdom Hearts games. And, you know, I have 1, 2, and 3 on Epic Games, but now I got all the collections and Kingdom Hearts 3, and I can mod them on Steam, which is a lot easier to do on Steam. And I can mod it on my Steam Deck and play it on the go because I got it on Steam. I can't do that with the Epic Store unless I have an internet connection. What do you guys think of the gaming industry right now? I know a lot of developers and designers and like the artists are getting replaced with AI or layoffs. I remember going to college to be a game developer or a designer, and I dropped out after a year. I'm glad I didn't stick out, you know, working in the gaming industry, because I probably would have been laid off. Sometimes your gut is right, but most cases it's wrong. That's why you have a gut. It tells you what's wrong. Don't confuse that with anxiety or whatever the case may be. Just chill, have fun, play the games you want, and don't spend too long on free-to-play live service games unless like you're streaming for 8 hours straight, or, you know, it's the weekend and the boys are on and they want to hop on Apex Legends. Shoot, hop on with them. I mean, it's bad enough that we all got to go to jobs and we all have responsibilities and we can't hop on the game every night. Gaming is not what it used to be. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this video. That's pretty much all I got from here. I'm gonna put some gameplay on this and send it out. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.